Do you need to take ayahuasca to have the experience I had and find out your God? Hi, I'm Simone. I'm the Zen Mommy. I help people with 5D Ascension and Creator God Awakening. And today, I got this question. Do you need ayahuasca? I did a video recently and I talk about how ayahuasca obliterated my spiritual YouTube channel when it showed me what we really were. Um, and I got that question, you know, and I didn't think about it. People would think that, well, do I have to have this medicine experience? Some people were completely against it. Some people are like, you can do it on your own, blah, blah, blah. So here's the deal. Ayahuasca will give you what you already believe in. It'll show you if you already believe you are. I actually, that wasn't my first experience of being a guide. That was more so of a confirmation. I had an experience before that when I first had my spiritual awakening. I had this out-of-body experience, and no, there was no plant medicine involved. I didn't even know about plant medicine. And I had this out-of-body experience. I had briefly got my memories back. I realized I was God. I was everything. We were all one. And I was quickly jolted out of that experience when someone tried to tap me or wake me up. And but I had that experience, and I kept it to myself. I didn't want to share it because I know how this world is. People will call you crazy. And so I kept that information to myself, and I was like, okay, I know this now. Like I believe that when you're asking how to find out, how to remember that you're God, I believe that it depends on your journey and your higher self, and when your higher self wanted you to find out, how much of the experience you needed to go through before you found out. It really depends on what you need for your soul, from your higher self. And so for me, I was raised in a cult, and it was a Christian cult, and I was programmed. I had some tough, hard programming. So I had some hardcore programming into Christianity, into believing that I was nothing but a sinner, and that I had to bow down and worship a God. I was heavily indoctrinated with the Bible, and I studied a lot. I read it a lot. I was very, very involved with the Christian. It was the one thing, like the one serious thing I think I took on at a young age, because I was an orphan and I didn't have a family, and I was in foster homes, and the last foster home I was in took me to this church. And the church was, we had this, we couldn't communicate with people outside the church. We couldn't form relationships or even talk to our family members. But because it was like a close knit, we can only talk to each other, the church felt like the family that I was always missing, that I always wanted to have. So, I was spiritually and emotionally involved with this religion that pretty much controlled my whole life. And, it just was to the point where my programming could not be broken. I remember I saw a therapist, and I was going through a hard depression after not going to the church. And I remember telling the therapist, I'm so depressed. I can't be saved. I can't go to heaven. I don't have anyone to talk to. And she says, well, you have to go back. And I was like, what? She's encouraging me to go back. Most people say, you don't need to be in that place. But she said, when you have a belief system that strong, there's nothing that can change it once you actually once you actually like you really get involved with a serious belief system. And so I remember thinking, oh my God, I have to go back in order to get. I was thinking maybe there's a way to release this, but the truth is I was programmed. I had some hardcore programming in Christianity. So when I had my spiritual awakening, this jump to the spiritual journey was a little tough. It was very tough at first, especially, opening up to spirit guide, higher self, and, connecting to yourself. Just everything in this journey was everything I was preached against. And so I believe that my higher self gave me that glimpse of who we were, just to shake me up and get me out of that belief system. And once I saw that, I couldn't see it the same way anymore. I saw the illusion after I had that out of body experience, but I didn't go forth and claim I was God. I definitely believed it. I definitely believed I was God, but I knew the world wasn't ready for that, and I felt that we were all one and connected. So I would talk from the point of of oneness, that we're all one, but I really would never actually say it. And then, I met someone, a friend, and mentor who really claimed it, who really, she really claimed it. And it really just having that relationship triggered my memory even more. Okay. So what I'm saying is it's a process, You don't always get it all at once, It might be somebody that you listen to that claims it, and it may just trigger your memory just kind of listening to them. This is a journey you have to take for yourself. You have to connect to your higher self. If you want to see that you're God, if you want remember memories, you need to set intentions, because number one, you are God, and you can manifest memories if you want to. No, it's not easy. Yes, it takes time. Sometimes it's just a little glimpse you get, a little tiny glimpse. And, it takes a while, Meditation helps. Being open-minded helps. Believing that you're a God already helps, okay? Now, ayahuasca only enhanced an experience that I already had, I already knew of. So if you go into ayahuasca and your hardcore belief system is Christianity, and you're like, I only believe in Jesus, but I'm only taking this because Zen Mommy said it showed her she was God, and I want to be proved wrong. So if you come at it with that perspective, ayahuasca will give you what your hardcore belief is. You might actually ayahuasca might take you to a fourth dimension and show you Jesus. It might show you heaven. It might show you Baphomet or Satan, or, it can show you whatever you have running around in your subconscious, in your psyche, what you truly believe in. So no, you cannot just take ayahuasca and find out you're a God. Do you know that when I first took it, my intentions was to find this. So my intentions was to go out of body, go to another dimension, open my mind, have all my clarity, understand, because I had a bunch of questions and I needed answers and stuff. And so I took it and I was thinking, yes, I wanted this experience. Let me tell you, she did not give me that experience. The first time, she didn't give it to me. The second time, up the dosage. And she made me projectile vomit. It felt like her energy took the back of my head and said, and I said, blah, right? And then she said, don't you dare try to rush this experience. I was just like, oh, okay. I started to see her attitude, her energy. And she said, don't try to rush this experience. You'll get it when the time is right, is what she told me. So I went and did these journeys. And I stopped expecting, because after the first time I didn't get that, and then the second time I didn't get that. And after she told me, don't rush it, I decided to, okay, let me just sit back and go along for the journey. Obviously, ayahuasca and I have a relationship, and she wants to show me some things. And so I honestly never thought it would happen. I would never, it was the fourth time. I think I had 4 experiences. And I was just like, okay, I would take the I would take it, and then I would be like, okay, I would be like halfway into like the visions, halfway through the whole experience, and I was like, well, I guess it's not gonna happen today. But I wasn't, depressed or anything about it, but I realized that it was a journey, okay, and I couldn't determine when this was gonna happen. And so the one time, that fourth time, I believe my intentions was, I just want to believe, that's the intentions I set with the plant. And I had got to a point, I had went through a journey to get to that point. I remember the night before I had a dream that I was being attacked by pirate zombies, and they were unloading on the ship, and it was carnage everywhere. They were just killing everybody, and I had my little son, and I was like, oh my God, I got so scared that I took my son and we hid in the bathroom, and I was just holding him like this. And I was thinking, what am I going to do? They're killing everybody. It's over, right? And I remember thinking that in a dream. And then I stood up in a dream and I said, you know what? I'm a god. I remember creating a sword made out of light. And I came through and I started attacking all the zombies, and I laid waste to all of them in a dream. Okay, so that was the night before. And I woke up the next day and I was thinking, I said, I'm doing ayahuasca today. I'm setting intentions. I just want to believe. No more fear. And I remember thinking, no more fear. I want to believe. And in that dream, I believed that I had the power, and I did. And that's in any dream you have. You can take control like that and start lucid dreaming. I was lucid dreaming. And I took the ayahuasca. I remember I took it in the morning, and my son was at daycare, and my god brother, he's usually home. Now he's not on the spiritual journey. He's not spiritual, so he wouldn't have understood. But this particular day, this is interesting. See, ayahuasca, it knows everything that's going on before you even take the plant. It has set this up with you prior to you even coming here. Like this experience, it was set up for me. And I remember that day that all of a sudden, he works nights and he sleeps all day. And that day, he was up when I got home, and he's just like, oh, I'm leaving. I have some appointments today. I'm not coming back to tonight, like 8 or 9 later tonight. And I was thinking, interesting. He's leaving on the day I'm doing it. But usually I can be pretty quiet, and do it and everything. But this particular day was the day. I remember a couple hours had passed, and I was like, I guess it's not going to happen today. I was in a lot of visions. And then I sat up and I looked at this thing right here. And I began to literally manipulate the colors in my mind of this thing. I made it richer and brighter. And I swear this thing was washed out way paler than this. So I felt like I somehow shifted it. Maybe I shifted my time. I went to a timeline where it was brighter. I'm not sure exactly what happened. But I remember it was like really fun. I was like, oh my God, I'm manipulating this, right? Because the thing is, everything here is manipulatable when you realize and your full God power in this reality. And that's what this 5D experience is. Everything is going to be manipulated, changeable to you. And so I remember sitting there, and in 1 second, I was at the experience where we're at the experience right before I went out of body. And ayahuasca said, you want to go out of body? She said, look up, find your soul. And from there, when I went out of body, I instantly was outside of this creation, this universe. When I say this creation, I mean this planet, this solar system, this universe, everything connected to the solar system, which is really vast. That's all one creation, okay? I went outside of that creation altogether, and I went back to who I was before I came here. Instantly got all my memories back. I had this moment where I was like all of a sudden I just started to remember, and I was like, oh, and I just started laughing. I was like, oh, it actually worked. See, we knew that we were gonna lose our memories when we came here. We knew that we were gods going into amnesia to have this experience. And before we get here, all of us don't believe that it'll actually work on us, that we'll actually forget who we are. And so all of a sudden, I remember, I was like, oh, And then I was I had joy all around me. I had laughter all around me. I was floating. I was changing. I saw my astral form body. I saw my body, my true form of how my body, how it's hard to explain. But the thing is, I had memories. I remembered how to get here. I remembered how I got when I was there. I was like, oh my God, I can come back all the time. Like, all this part of my mind was opened up that I remembered everything. And